Let's talk about who to invite to your group. I want to help you through and think through and help you prayerfully consider who you should invite to your group. For many of us, this idea of hosting a group, it may be exciting, but then that fear jumps in, is like, well, who's going to come to this group and who's going to be part of this group? And so, will anyone show up? And so, I want to give you just maybe 6 practical tools to help you walk through this question of who should be part of my group. The first tool I want to give you is personal invites. They are the best way to make this happen. And so, you can send emails and you could, do all the, put it on your Facebook page and all that stuff. Where things we give you all those ideas. But just to know, the best way to get someone to invite them to your group and have them be part of it is just to do a personal invitation. And so I encourage you to it's harder and it takes more time and it's more work. But the reality and the benefit is so much more better when you take time to personally invite people. In your packets, you'll see invite cards, and those are just easy ways to help remind people and tell them about your group. Something physical you could leave somebody, something you could leave them and tell about your group. But take time to do personal invites. Second, keep your perspective. It's okay if it starts small. I remember my wife and I, we first started our first small group years ago. It was us and another couple. It was us and another couple for the first 2 or 3 weeks. And then we added another couple week 3 or week 4. And then we decided to keep our group going along. And over time, over months, we added more and more people. So it's okay. Keep perspective. It doesn't need to be at 10. It doesn't need to be at 12. Whatever you think that number should be, we are not expecting that. Part of our heart and our goal is that you would just connect with some people. Connect with some of your friends, that you would share your group with some of your friends. And so if that's only one person or 2 people or 20, we want to help make sure you are feeling connected and others who are part of your group are feeling to have a chance to talk and share and be connected. So keep your perspective. Third, there's a handout here on your resource. The 5 areas of your life. And there's just 5 circles I would encourage you to think about and pray about. And so it talks about family and coworkers and friends and neighbors. But I would really encourage you to maybe print that off and then to sit down. And go, okay, God, who are the people that I already naturally have some relationship with? And write those names down. And then take a few days and over those days, just be praying about that. God, who on this list should I invite to be part of my group? And I would encourage you to think about, who are you naturally have some relationship with? And the second thing I would encourage you with that list is maybe to consider if there's somebody on your list that would come alongside and be a co-host with you. And so you might say, well, I'll do this, but hey, I'm going to do this, but hey, I would love for you to join me in this journey as leading this. And they may know people that they can invite as well. So the fourth tip, or just kind of tool I would encourage you to do is pray. Pray. And when you feel like you prayed enough, pray some more. That you would pray and say, God, who do you want to be part of this group? God, who are you asking me to respond? Sometimes when you write out those names on the list, sometimes God might surprise you with a name. You're like, that name, God, maybe that I don't really know that person really well. I don't think they might not be interested in spiritual things, or they're kind of turned off to church right now. Or whatever things that may come to our mind. Like when you pray, listen. And may allow God to maybe surprise you with someone that could be a part of your group. So when you pray, the 5th tool I encourage you to do is keep your eyes open. Sometimes it's easy for us to pray and go, God, what are you doing here? How do I respond? And when we close our eyes and we kind of forget about, we're not expecting God to almost answer our prayers. But I think God will honor, and God wants to help you connect to other people. He wants you to live in community. And so I would just be aware of people who you might come across. Maybe the people you might sit next to in church one weekend, or someone you might come across at your kid's sporting event, or a friendship that you might just have reconnecting with. But when you pray, keep your eyes open. The 6th kind of just tool I would encourage you to do is, so maybe you do some personal invites, you pray, you make some of those asks, and people are like, I'll consider your group, or I'm interested in that group. Hey, the day or 2 before your group, just go back to those people and go, hey, remember, we are starting next month, we're starting in 2 days on Monday night at 6 o'clock at my house. And just to encourage people to make that commitment of being there. And so even that last minute invite and personal invitation makes a significant difference in helping people connect into your group. So those are a few tools and resources to help you find people for your group.